Hello friends, we are going to discuss about what is the impact of COVID-19 on companies auditors report order 2020. So previously the CARO, that is company auditors report order, was applicable from 1st April 2019, but due to COVID-19 it is applicable from 1st April 2020. So CARO 2020 is a new format for issue of audit reports in case of statutory audits of companies under the Companies Act 2013. So it is applicable only for the statutory audit under the provision of Companies Act 2013. So CARO is having some additional reporting requirements, uh, which is included after the consultation with the National Financial Reporting Authority. So some reporting points are added in CARO. The main aim of the CARO 2020 is to enhance the overall quality of reporting by the company auditor. So CARO is providing some additional information to the investor, uh, which is lacking in the previous CARO. So now new requirement which is implemented after consultation with National Financial Reporting Authority. So just discuss about what is the applicability. So it is applicable on or after 1st April 2020. Previously, it is applicable from April 2019, but due to COVID, it is applicable from 1st April 2020. And the basic provision of CARO is applicable to all companies, but some exception is there. So we are going to discuss what are the exception for CARO. That means where the CARO is not applicable. First is one person company. If one person company is there, so CARO is not there. Second is small companies. That means the companies which whose capital is less than or equal to 50 lakhs and the turnover which is less than or equal to 2 crores in the previous financial year. Third one is banking companies where the CARO is not applicable. Next one is company register under charitable purposes. That means the company may having main objective of charitable. Then next one is insurance companies where CARO is not applicable. And some private companies is also exempted from the provision of CARO 2020. So what is the provision for exemption? First is gross receipt or revenue is less than or equal to 10 crore in the financial year. If the gross receipt and revenue uh, is equal to or less than 10 crore, then CARO is not applicable to the private company. Next one is whose paid up capital plus reserves is less than or equal to 1 crore in the as on uh, the balance sheet date. That means in the financial year, if the paid up capital and reserves is less than 1 crore. And next one is not holding or subsidiary of a public company. That means that particular private company is not a subsidiary or holding company of a public limited company. And last one is whose borrowing is less than or equal to 1 crore at the time of during the financial year. That means the borrowing is equal to or less than 1 crore. So what are the requirements under the CARO 2020? So basically the reporting requirement is increased due to various fraud found in India. So many bogus companies is there, some defaulting companies is there. So we have some examples in India where the loan taker is not returning their loan within the due date and they are run from India to outside the India. So what is the basic requirement for CARO 2020? First is details of tangible and intangible assets. So what are the details required? Which type of tangible assets and intangible assets is there? The auditor should disclose in his report. Detail of inventory and working capital. So valuation of inventory is very important. If the value of inventory are increases, then automatically gross profit, net profit is increasing, and there may be some negative impact on investor. So next one is a detail of investment, any guarantee or security or advances or loan given. So this is very also important. Also, which type of investment is there? which type of guarantee or security or advances or loan is given by the company. Then compliance in respect of loan to a director. Many times the company is providing a loan to the director. So what are the compliance? The auditor should check. The compliance in respect of deposits accepted. If company is accepting deposits, so the auditor should check the various type of compliances which is available in CARO 2020. Maintenance of costing records. So this is very important. The company is going to maintain their cost record for every product. Uh, Next one is deposits of statutory liabilities. So every statutory liability should be paid within the due date. The auditor should check. Auditor also should check the unrecorded income. If there any unrecorded income, the auditor should disclose in his audit report. Then nine number is very important. Default in repayment of borrowings. If the company makes default in repayment of borrowings, then the auditor should focus on that particular point. Next, number 10 is funds rates and utilization. This is very important. Many organizations are raising their funds, but they are not using that particular fund for that particular purpose. So auditor should check for which purpose the fund is raised and where it is utilized. 11 number is fraud and whistleblower complaints. If there is any fraud in any particular organization, or if there is a major complaint in accounting, the auditor should also focus. Then compliance by needy companies, the auditor should check. The compliance on transaction with related parties. This is very important. Sometimes the related parties are providing goods at higher price. So auditor should check whether they are properly supplied at properly price. Then what is the point number 14 is relating to what is the situation of internal audit system, whether it is effective or ineffective. The auditor should also communicate to the investor in CARO 2020. Then non-cash dealings with directors. If non-cash dealings is there, that means director is not taking cash, but other form of benefits he is taking. Then auditor should also focus. Then registration under Section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934. The auditor should focus on that particular clauses. Then any cash losses is there, then auditor should verify why the cash losses is there. Then resignation of statutory auditor. This is also important point. If any statutory auditor resigning his appointment, then the auditor should, that means the next auditor should check why he was resigned his appointment. Then the reason and causes of resignation should be checked by the company auditor. Next, material uncertainty on meeting liabilities. This is also important. If company is not making regular payment to the creditors, the auditor should verify why there is uncertainty in making payment to the creditors and other liabilities. Then transfer to fund specified under Schedule 7 of Companies Act 2013. So the conditions relating to the transfer of fund according to Schedule 7 is verified by the auditor whether that particular purpose is satisfied or not. Then point number 21, that is qualifications or adverse auditors remark in other group companies. That means in other group, the company auditor making some adverse remark in auditor's report, then the present company auditor should also verify why he is giving some adverse remark in that particular file. So these are the basic things where the CARO requires some additional disclosure in CARO reporting. Thank you for watching this video.